Okay, so it's Dave and I'm down at the beach, and we did put the video out about the sand being missing on the beach, and I wanted to show it at another level on that video, but the water was coming in, the wind was still blowing, and we still had hurricane remnants here. We had, or maybe it was another storm, I'm not sure. So we're basically going to go down here, and I'm going to just show you the amount of sand that is missing. Now this seawall was covered up. You didn't see this seawall at all. Look at it now. Look at it all the way down through here. So the seawall was basically dug up by this hurricane. That right there, that is that's an anchor for the wall to keep the wall from falling over. That's what all these pipes are. Those pipes are covering up rebar, and the idea with the pipes is that it makes the rebar last longer. So right here is a piece of an old pier that used to be here. There used to be a building right here. Somebody donated their house and they turned it into a bunch of bathrooms. So look at this. This is what I was talking about. It's just mind-blowing what this storm, or what these storms can do. Mother Nature is so powerful. So if you look at that all the way down through there, it's not just this one. So this, and then look at this next door neighbor's house. You see that? So at one point in time in Fort Myers Beach's history, these seawalls were put here for a reason. Well, now they are they've been covered up for a long time, and those of us that have lived here for the last 15 years or so, we haven't seen them. So look at this all the way down through here. So that's how much sand has just been displaced. This storm has displaced that much sand all the way down that way and all the way down that way. So Hurricane Helene comes in. Didn't seem like a big deal. Seemed kind of like Debbie. We didn't get a lot of. We got some flooding, but we didn't get anything big. So the dirty part of the storm, which is the southeastern part of the storm, comes in, and it. So look at these seawalls all the way down here. It comes in and it pushes on the water onto the island for several hours. It was actually covering the whole island. I actually had my truck out. I started to go back down to check out the commercial part of Fort Myers Beach, which is at the north end, and I got about halfway there, and I chickened out. It was up too far. The water was up too far. I was afraid it was going to turn my truck over or push me into something that I couldn't get out, or swamp the truck so I couldn't, so the water gets in the motor. So here we go. So take a look at that. Now, before Hurricane Helene, that was covered up all the way down through here. So tell me what you think about that. Do you think that's a lot of volume? Look at this. This is a foot deep here. So this water all the way down through here, that storm, I guess it was lapping up against this thing underneath, and it was just digging this sand up. So you look all the way down through here, all the way down to, all these seawalls that are unearthed. That's how powerful the storm was. So we got about 4 hours of that, and then it literally was rushing from this side, from the ocean here, that way, for that blue building right there, building with the blue top on it. Right behind that building, about 200 feet, is the bay. It was rushing right across this. Now there's a wider parts of the beach, and that's where I have my truck. That if I would have got down here with my truck during the storm, I wouldn't have been able to get back without ruining my truck. It would have got water in the engine tank. So we're walking over here, and I can actually get close to the wall here. I didn't realize that. So look at that. Isn't that something? That's just simply amazing. So, you know, up to my hip. That is just, this boggles my mind. Unbelievable. So all this sand up here, you see, that's sand that they got off of Estero Boulevard, and they're going to put back onto the beach. I heard that they have to screed it, or they have to go through and run it through sieves, so to try to get stuff that might have been on the street. Here we go. This is another one of these seawalls. So you see this guy right here. These guys are they're digging out the sand that's in their way. This is all dug out before, so that they're working on their roundabouts, so now they're getting the sand out of their way so they can get back to work, putting in their roundabout. That's the crew for the roundabouts. And then this is Crescent Park, and Crescent Park had the same scenario. The amount of sand that's missing off of this park it's a lot. So if you look all the way down, you see the seawall. You could see the seawall before, but you couldn't see very much of it. If I remember correctly, it was only maybe the top, maybe 3-4 inches at the most. So look at how much sand, I'm sorry, was displaced by Helene's water. Look at this all the way down through here. So this is a really, 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 really old seawall. They don't seem to have the anchors. So if you look at it here, then you go out here, they've been bringing sand out here for the last couple days. You go over here, you look all the way down through there, all of this was covered up by sand. You couldn't see any of it before. So all the way through here. And you see them down there, they're dumping the sand and then they're spreading it out. So there's a bunch of sand that's piled up around Times Square as well. So they got a lot of different contractors that have been working on the beach. They've got them tasked to doing some different things right now. So that's ICS. They have been part of bringing out sand on beach renourishments before. So I'm not sure. That's probably how they're involved. Looks like they're actually picking it up from the sand that was piled up from the Times Square cleanup, which they didn't get completely cleaned up. They paused that long enough to go get the streets cleaned up. So all this sand right here, they're bringing it out and putting it out onto the beach, and they're spreading it out. So it's awesome. So that little concrete buttress there that's been alongside of that restaurant forever, it's more exposed than it was. This right here, you see the steps. So those are the steps that led you down here. They were all covered up though. You didn't see them steps. So there were a set of steps underneath and were covered up over time. And so that's how much sand is missing from here. So this is a parking lot owned by the Prasad, as I think it is. He owned the place next door here, the Sunset Grill that got crushed. He owns this land, and he owns where the old Dairy Queen is. And basically, I think he's going to do some sort of a development through here. So I don't much know. So look at this. This has all got undermined as well. So they're putting part of their parking lot back together. Look at that. This got undermined. So that's kind of dangerous to walk on. I'm not going to walk on that. We'll hit the wall. So over there is Times Square. And this is a lot of the sand that they brought and got off of Times Square. I'm not sure what they're doing with Lindenhall Park yet, but we're getting there. So little by little, we're getting there. So this is Remove It Pro's Demolition, just giving you a quick, closer view of what I've seen with the sand displacement that happened from this Hurricane Helene. So, so I'll catch you on the next video, and thanks for watching our videos. Please subscribe. We love bringing you this content. If you need demolition services, we would love to serve you. 239-333-7678. Our email is, or our website is www.removeitpros.com. And we do everything from hands-on demolition, junk removal. We do building demolitions, concrete cutting. We do all of those things. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.